I wanted to talk about short sales, just because a lot of people don't understand how you do them. A lot of agents don't know how to do them. And the homeowners, if you're trying to explain to them, what exactly a short sale is and how it will affect them in the long term, um, it can be really confusing. So I wanted to create a video on short sales. So usually when you're doing a short sale, it means that you owe more than what your property is worth. It could be $1, it could be 100 million. So if it is any of those and you cannot sell the property without coming to the table with that extra money, then you are asking the bank to do a short sale and take less than what the property is worth. Um, or what you owe. It's less than what you owe. So let's start by just saying, if you have a house that is worth $100,000 and you owe $150,000 on it and you need to sell it, you're going to have to do a short sale, or you're going to have to bring $50,000 to the table to get it sold, right? So what you do is, and it really is just a regular sale, you'll place your property on the market just like you would a normal sale. You'll get a buyer. You tell that buyer that this is going to be a short sale and that this process will be longer. So can they wait? And I will tell you in the past that you'll get buyers that say, yeah, I can wait. And 30 days later, they're screaming and yelling that why don't we have an approval? It doesn't work like that. So let me tell you, once we get an offer from somebody, I get my client to sign that offer and I send that offer over to the bank. Usually it takes them 2 to 3 weeks to even acknowledge that I've sent them the offer. Usually it's about 45 days to 60 days before they will even send an appraiser or a BPO agent out to look at the house and come up with a valuation. Then once they have that, it will take another 30 days for them to come back to you and say, okay, this offer is either yes, we're going to take it, or no, we're not. And sometimes they can just say, no, we're not. But a lot of times if they say, we can't take your offer, but we will take this. So let's say, it came the BPO or the appraiser. And so let me just explain what a BPO is. A BPO is an agent actually going out to the house and doing a broker's priced opinion, which is just a little bit more extensive, comparable market analysis. So a CMA, it's called. So it's just them expanding it a little bit. And so when they get that number and they come back to you and tell you, they'll say, look, we agree that we're going to sell this house to this much. See if your buyer will come up to this amount. And you have 30 days to do all of your due diligence, all of your home inspections, everything, get this loan in place and settle. And that's how a short sale works. I will tell you, I've had one the last year. They haven't even acknowledged my offer. And I think it was because it was the pandemic and it's a very, very large bank. Although they've gone out and they've changed the locks on the doors to the house, they won't even acknowledge my contract. So I've had to scream and yell, and it's been almost a year. And finally, last week, they got my negotiator. I have a negotiator do all of my short sales. I don't negotiate with the bank. They finally got them to even acknowledge it. And so now the process is starting with this house. It'll be another 3 to 4 months. And I will tell you, if you have more than one mortgage or more than one lien, any kind of liens, IRS liens, you're going to be tacking time onto them. So I'm not really sure why they call them short sales. They really should call them long sales, because it takes a really long time to get a short sale to go through. And every bank has their own process, and every bank is different. Some banks will just come back and deny them automatically, and some banks will negotiate. I've had them call me direct, even when I have a negotiator in place, that will do my negotiations, they'll still call me and say, hey, can I get any more out of your client? And I tell them no, that's the whole reason why we're doing a short sale. So let me just tell you the numbers on short sales. So let's say you owed $100,000 to the bank. The property is only worth $90,000. Let's say it's worth $100,000. Let's just say it's worth $100,000 and you owe $100,000. You still have to pay the commissions and the closing cost, and that's going to cost you $15,000. You can still go to the bank and ask for a short sale so that you can sell this property and they will pay the closing cost and the commissions and anything associated with the closing. So it doesn't have to be dramatically underwater. You don't even really have to be underwater, but I will tell you, like, I've even bought properties that are underwater just by taking over their loans. So there's a lot of creative ways that you can, sell your home and still be underwater. It doesn't mean that it's going to affect you forever. And I will tell you that some of my clients, after they've gone through the short sale, that they can get another loan within another 18 months. So it's not a death sentence like like you would think bankruptcy would be, right? And so the other thing I will tell you is there are times that you don't want to do a short sale. So let's say you have a lot of debt. And if I took this house payment away from that debt, could you still handle all the rest of your debt? And if you're telling me no, I can't handle it, I still can't handle it, you may not want to do a short sale first. You may want to declare bankruptcy and then do your short sale. Because if I do your short sale and take that debt away from you, the debt ratios may not be high enough for you to qualify for a bankruptcy later on if you had to do it. So it's not that I'm, trying to talk you out of selling your house. There's ways that you should do and steps that you should be doing, and you should be talking to a bankruptcy attorney. You should be talking to, somebody qualified. Maybe this is a divorce situation. Maybe it's your parents have passed away and you needed to sell their property and it's underwater. These are the things that you need to consider. Is it how it's going to affect you in the long run? If anybody has any questions, I feel free to call me day or night. I consult for free. I've helped a lot of people stay in their home. Even when it was upside down, it made sense to actually make it into a rental and go, somewhere else other than ruining their credit. If you need to do a short sale, there are ways to get it through to the bank so that, it doesn't go to foreclosure. I will also tell you in the past, there are ways of getting a short sale to go through without defaulting on your payments. But that's very, very rare. And so I don't ever want to tell anybody to stop paying your payment, but I will also tell you that the bank will ignore you until you do. And that was one of the problems with this property that I'm doing a short sale on for this last year, is she didn't want to default. And finally, when she said, look, I can't keep paying it and them ignore me, she stopped paying it, and immediately they started acknowledging the offer that they had on the table. So if anybody needs any help, you know how to reach me on Facebook. I also have a website, jamiecookteam.com. And any questions about short sales, forbearance, foreclosures, modifications, you name it, I've been through it all. So give me a call anytime. Thanks, guys. I'm hoping you're learning something.